24 grants reception. We would like to thank Vision Corner for helping with the space for this evening's event and K.I.S.S TV for providing live streaming. I'm Ashley Stephen, the Community Grants and Operations Manager for the Foundation. Tonight, as part of our mission to bring people and resources together, the Foundation is pleased to announce that 15 local organizations have been awarded over $51,000 through our spring grant cycle. Grants administered through the Foundation are designed to support local programs or projects that strengthen our communities and improve the quality of life across Randolph County. Each organization will be invited forward to receive their check and share about their efforts in the community. And we would ask that you use the microphone because we are live streaming this and we want folks who are watching online to be able to hear what you have to say. And we would ask that everyone please stay until all checks have been presented and we have had a group photo. Now I'd like to introduce our Grants Committee Chair, Susan Dillon Myers, and our Executive Director, Lisa Jennings, for the check presentations.
Good afternoon. I'm going to announce who our committee members are. Some are here. Lyndon Dennis is here. Jane Flesher is here. Tom Osborne, I believe, is here. Then we have Kurt Prescott, Matt Taylor, Cheryl Jones, and then from the Union City Fund, we have Amy Hoggett, Jean Marsh, and Tom Kearns, who are also on our grants committee. From this spring cycle, we received 20 grant requests totaling more than $94,000. And we selected 15 organizations for funding, and they are as follows. The Art Association of Randolph County is going to receive $2,500 to support the Two Languages Together Reading Art Fellowship Programming. It's funded by the Whitaker Family Charitable Fund, the EDP Renewables Charitable Fund, and the Union City Community Fund.
I'm Pam Frazier, and I am the Executive Director of the Art Association of Randolph County. And this check is going to help us fund our program that is Two Languages Together, which will be a bilingual storytelling and craft programs. I guess I said that. So we kind of piggybacked on a program that's doing really well at Union City Library. They already have a bilingual meeting where they have stories for kids and crafts, and they also have an adult program. So our program will meet once a month and we'll be able to have expanded crafts because we have so much more room. And their program at the library is growing. So we felt like this was a great way to kind of expand that programming. And then that will also lead into our kids camp, which will also be a bilingual programming for 3 days. Free camp for kids, kindergarten through second grade. So this is going to help us do that, and we're super excited. We had our first meeting with our translator, R.E.T. Garden, who is going to be my programming partner in that, and she's a Spanish and English speaker. And we also have 2 volunteers already that are Spanish speakers. So I think it's going to be something that will really grow, and we're going to try it this much, and then we'll see how we can expand it even further in future years. So thanks very much.
Next, we have Countryside Christian Church. They are receiving $4,000, and that is to support the Summer Faith Concert featuring Texas Star, and that is funded by the Goodrich Bandshell Fund.
I'm Mark Haney, and I am representing the Countryside Christian Church tonight. I'm the board chair for the church this year. The congregation of Countryside Christian Church would like to thank the Board of Directors of the Community Foundation of Randolph County for approving the grant that will help us bring the band Texas Star here on July 26th at the Goodrich Park for a great night of fellowship and music. I would like to thank Missy Williams for sharing with Pastor Melissa Kleinschmidt about the grant. Thanks to Melissa for filling out the application. The church is very excited about the opportunity to share this with the community. The church has been busy with many new opportunities this year. We have taken over Sweet Dreams. That was the brainstorm of Jason Kinazinski. It is a program that is making sure children have a place to sleep on at night. The program supplies the child with a bed furnished with a pillow, sheets, and a comforter. Katie and Aaron Anderson have taken over the program along with the church. They have delivered and set up over 30 beds since taking it over. The church have been able to bring in speakers on mental health through a grant that we received. Sarah Lunn has been to the church twice now and held a seminar on suicide at the Town Square Community Center. She will be back on September 21st at the church. We also helped put on a youth mental health first aid training. We continue to hold Messy Church for the children of the community once a month at the church. We will also hold a service and band at the Motor Madness August 25th at the Winchester Speedway. This will be the 4th year for the event. The event is designed to give back to the community. Thanks again for the grant and the opportunity to share with the community. Come and join us for some fun. Thanks again.
The next recipient is the Farmland Friends Food Pantry to support the most important meal of the day program of food distribution, and that is funded by the Community Enrichment Fund, the Joel and Jane Flesher Family Enrichment Fund, the Star Family Fund, and the Thomas and Janice Powers Family Charitable Fund.
Hello, I'm Mark Burkhart from Farmland Friends Food Pantry. We're quite thankful for this grant. It's going to help us provide this go-around with food for breakfast for people within Randolph County. We have about 170 people a month, or 170 families per month that we help. They're allowed to come once a week, and it's a client choice where they get to choose food off the shelves, so we can meet their individual needs that way. But so much of our food comes from like the commodity program, where we might get a pallet of dried cranberries and just random things that we try to put together good menus with, but many times there are gaps. And so we decided to focus on the breakfast this time and not only feed them, but hopefully build some habits that continue once the program's over. Thank you.
Our next grant is awarded to Gracie's Gift. This was a new request this year. It is for $2,000. It is to support the spay and neuter program for felines in Randolph County, and it is funded by EDP Renewable Charitable Foundation. And their recipient could not be with us this evening. So the next grant recipient is Monroe Central School Corporation. They are awarded $2,000 to support the purchase of new recess equipment for the elementary school, funded by the Community Enrichment Fund.
Hi, my name is Bruce Swallow, and I'm a 4th grade teacher at the elementary. Our recess equipment is just gone. We had new at the beginning of the year for the whole school, and a lot of it has just disappeared over the time. This will also go towards purchasing some indoor equipment, board games, things like that, to get the kids off the computer when it's indoor recess on days like this. So very thankful for the Community Foundation for all they do for our community, but we will definitely use this and put it to good use for equipment for the kids to go outside and play recess, and then indoor as well. So thank you very much.
Next, we have the Preservation Society of Union City, Indiana, Ohio. They are awarded $6,000, and this is to support the installation of a mural at the Body Company Museum, and this is funded by the Union City Community Fund.
Thank you. Well, once again, it's a pleasure to receive the gracious gifts that we receive from the Community Foundation. And as you drive through Union City, I think you can see some of the murals that we have had the opportunity to add to our community, thanks to the gifts of our Community Foundation. And we have another one planned, as you heard, for the Hub City, or for the Body Company Museum, that will be situated in the alleyway just up the street in an old building that served as one of the car dealerships at one point in Union City. And so everything is underway. They will be painting a mural of the LeGrand, which was one of the first cars that the body company assembled at the plant, and that will be on the side of the building. And if you drive through town, as I say, you'll get to see some of the other things that we've done. Plus, we've received money from the Community Foundation for a lot of the work that we have done on some of the buildings that you see downtown. So we thank you very much, and we appreciate it.
Next, we have the Randolph County United. They are receiving $2,000 to support technology updates at RCU, including OWL technology, funded by the Community Enrichment Fund and the David and Lisa Jennings Charitable Fund.
I'm Jackie Welch from Randolph County United, and so I just want to thank Dakota Ellis. He's our new administrator in our office, and he's the one that actually wrote this grant and applied for that and put everything together. So our boardroom at RCU is available to members and community organizations as well. So this will give us some upgraded technology for anybody that wants to use that for online meetings, as well as just record meetings for minutes and things like that nature to help our organizations and then RCU as well. Thank you.
Next, we have Randolph County YMCA. They are receiving $5,000 to support the Y Summer Day Camp, and that is funded by the Chris and Doreen Cooley Family Charitable Fund.
Hello, I'm Shelley Price with Randolph County Y, and the Community Foundation has graciously, as was already said, given to this program several times before, but what we use it for, what we requested it for, was to be able to help staff funding, because as many of you probably know, it's getting harder and harder to hire people and keep them, and it's a 9-week program, so we really do try to hire people, and we just can't afford to have somebody say, hey, 2 weeks into the program, we're not going to work for you anymore. So I really try to be able to offer a competitive wage and also to offer scholarships for families who could not afford. We try to keep it reasonable for everybody, but obviously not all families. We have a waiting list already. It was opened up August. I don't want it to be August yet. Does anybody want it? I want to enjoy summer. Although my grandson did tell me, Grandma, you never enjoy your summer. You run summer camp. I'm like, you're right. But I'm glad to be able to offer that. And so we opened it up April 1st, and we were full by the second and a half week. And I don't even advertise it. It's just a great program. I see parents sitting right here who've had their children in our camp years ago when I first started. So it is something that we are fortunate to be able to continue to offer to the community. The kids get to do a lot of fun things. They're very active, no electronics. All they do is play, swim, and go on field trips. So that sounds like the way the summer should be for kids, right? So thank you very much.
Next, we have Randolph Southern School Corporation. They are receiving $2,000 to support the Empowering Education Introducing Sensory Rooms project at the elementary school, and this is funded by the Community Enrichment Fund.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Schroeder, and I am currently an occupational therapy student. And for my capstone project, I wanted to create a sensory room at Randolph Southern Elementary School. And I've been currently talking to Mr. Daniel Allen, is the school principal there, the elementary principal, and awarded this grant will just help me purchase the sensory room items for children with sensory processing disorder. And thank you to the Community Foundation for awarding me this grant. And I'm just really excited to see how this can help with the children's educational participation. So thank you.
Next, we have Second Harvest Food Bank of East Central Indiana. They're receiving $5,000, and that's to support mobile distributions and a mobile market at Randolph County. It's funded by the Union City Community Fund and the Randolph County Heroes Fund.
I'm Christy Crouch, grant manager at Second Harvest Food Bank of East Central Indiana. First, I'd like to thank the Community Foundation for awarding us this grant. They are always gracious when helping us. We asked for help with mobile market and mobile distributions in Randolph County. Just a little bit of statistics last year. In Randolph County, we made it possible for 431,000 plus meals to be distributed through our distributions. We have agency partners. We do Operation Full Pack, Senior Safety Net, and then the Big Idea, which is in the schools in Randolph County. What we're adding to our mobile distribution is a mobile market, which is what we are requesting funds for. And that's kind of a pull behind grocery store that we can take into smaller communities where maybe the tailgate truck cannot fit in there, or in smaller food desert areas, and the neighbors are allowed to walk up to that pantry and kind of like a grocery store and just get items that you would need and that would help your family. And of course, it's for free. At these mobile market distributions, we will also provide some SNAP assistance to individuals that maybe don't have the resources that are able to do that. We hired a mobile market coordinator back in September of last year. And what they're doing is contacting each county to see where would the mobile market would fit best to go within the counties. And we would like to have 3 distributions a month in each county, so that's our goal. So we've just started implementing those in February, and we hope to continue and for it to grow and help the impact that we have in Randolph County.
Next up, we have Start with Art, and they're receiving $2,000 to support the Little Picassos program funded by WIC's Employees Giving Fund.
Hello, my name is Charlene Kehoe, and I am the CEO and founder for Start with Art. Our Little Picasso program is going to be teaching children healthy coping skills through arts and crafts. We are going to be working alongside Centerstone, the Advocacy Center, and Firefly. And our goal, most of all, is just to give out to our community and help children. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. But yeah, we are very thankful for the Community Foundation, and especially to Ashley. He helped me a lot with this grant, and it was our first time. So yeah, thank you so much.
The next is for State Line Heritage Days. They're receiving $6,000 to support the entertainment at this year's festival, and that is given by the Union City Community Fund.
We'd like to thank the Community Foundation of Randolph County for this gracious gift of $6,000. This festival has been going on for 45 years. Started out with a couple of people, and it has ended up having a regular committee. We're in process of getting the schedule together. We should have it done here in another month. The festival is August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd here in town. This grant goes towards our entertainment, and it gets tougher and tougher every year, and that's why we're so appreciative of the funds that the Community Foundation gives us. Will I say it's easy? No, it's not. And have prices gone up? Yes, they have. So we try our best to keep local entertainment at our festival, Randolph County area and the surrounding areas. We try to make it to where it's free for everybody to come and just sit down and visit. And lots of times we have class reunions that are going on at the same time. So this money goes towards the entertainment that we provide. We're having some new things this year, so be sure to check out our brochure. And again, on behalf of the committee, we work very hard, and they're appreciative as well. And thank you again to Community Foundation of Randolph County.
And then we have Union City Education Foundation for $2,000 to support the implementation of advanced guidance counseling for Randolph Eastern School Corporation, and that is funded by the Community Enrichment Fund.
Thank you. I'm Bill Corbin, president of the Union City Education Foundation. which we spun out of the Union City Alumni Association about 4 years ago. So how we started. Thank you to the Randolph County Foundation. This is the second time we've been awarded a grant, and we're in startup mode in many ways, so much appreciated. It's also, I'd like to mention that we're a foundation too, but the Education Foundation concept is devoted to its school, which is Randolph Eastern Schools. And we've been able to work out some cooperative ways to work with the Community Foundation that I think will be win-win going forward in a lot of ways. This grant, which we're calling Advanced Guidance, resulted in a way from discovery we made just as we were trying to figure out how to help in education. But we had decided that there were three things that were important to raise funds for. Now, we raise funds principally from out of city alumni who have fared well in life. So it's a different avenue to fundraising. But what we discovered, anybody with their eyes open sees that in the future there's going to be curriculum requirement, which is installing the technology that keeps Union City current with the state of the art in educational technology. This is an example, of course, where we are amazing example, actually. But we 3D printing and robotics and so forth, and now AI, of course, big things in the future that our kids need to know. So one area is curriculum. Two is teachers, and that's just supporting the teacher world where it's going to get, there's a teacher shortage in Indiana already that's big time. So there's going to be various aspects of making our community, our school competitive in attracting and retaining teachers. The third one, though, and to get to this one, is the area of scholarships. And like most places, for 50 years, we have said that scholarships will be for kids pursuing four-year educations, college education, restricted usually. The challenge now is, though, that the four-year college education has become extremely expensive, as we all know, and a lot of kids just can't afford it. But then the other aspect this goes back into the 20th century when I was a pup. But in the good old days in Union City, you went to college or you didn't. And if you didn't, you had a good job opportunity in one of our many opportunities for employment. And that was a good career, and it was also job training, or it was on the job vocational training when you started your work and when you moved ahead in your work. Today that's gone, sadly, or mostly gone. We hope it returns some, but that era where you just went off to the factory or the place of employment is over. And what that means is there's secondary or there's alternative kinds of education of all kinds that are popping up. And Ivy Tech would have been a leader. There's various kinds of certificate programs, there's apprentice programs, there's military programs, there's programs. There are all kinds of ways for a person to get a non-four-year degree education, and we're just calling that next stage education. What we say about that is that everybody should have it. You know, that to go into this job market today with no skilled education, no advanced education of some kind, you know, something you know how to do that's skilled, is just not a good idea. You know, that everybody should have or think about some kind of next stage education. When they do, though, the prospects of what they can do are bewildering. You know, the good old days, you went to Purdue, you went to IU, you went to Ball State, and that's what guidance counseling was. Somebody might go to Manchester or somewhere, get out that brochure. Today, guidance counseling, and that's why we're here, guidance counseling hasn't realized that those kids face a bewildering set of alternatives, all kinds. Boot camps now. You can go to a boot camp. You can learn to become a cybersecurity expert probably make more money than anybody does in this room in 3 or 4 years if you can navigate it. But how do you learn about boot camps, or how do you learn about the various things that companies do or the unions do, that kind of thing? So our idea in advanced education or advanced guidance is just to build that database to make it possible to really assist people in making those decisions. So that's its most basic reason or existence. The other thing about it that we think is positive and maybe innovative even on a national basis, it's called what's it called? It's called predictive. That's it. Predictive analysis. And predictive analysis says that here's what it's going to look like in the world of 5 years or 10 years from now. What's happening today, sadly, and it is sad, is there are kids right now in the 3rd year of their education who are in a field that may not exist in 5 years. And my grandson is one of them, actually, sadly, because he went to Butler, where the cost is somewhere else, and he was in theater. And theater, if we all remember this, when AI came out, the people in the various stages, not just theater, but movies and production of all kinds, spent 5 months fighting it. AI is going to ruin this industry. And it will in a lot of ways. That's true, and it already has. It just will. There are people that went to school for careers in, say, big box retail and various parts of the retail industry, didn't pay attention to the impact of Amazon, which has disrupted that industry hugely. But that was knowable 5 years ago. So if you went any time between 5 years ago and now, if you entered college to study that, you could have known better. And so the predictive analysis idea is to just plot those trends, find the ones going up, find the ones going down, find the ones that are stable, and give that advice. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go. My grandson probably would have went anyway if we would have paid it. But it means that you can make intelligent choices. So we think this is an exciting field. It's just getting started, and we're on the forefront of it, as Randolph County, Randolph Eastern Schools is consistently. So Aaron and I have worked on this together. The program itself will wind up in the guidance council. The foundation doesn't go into guidance, but the handoff we can make would be the technology to do this. So this will help, and we appreciate it, and thank you very, very much.
Next, we have Vision Corner, and they're receiving a grant for $4,000 to support the installation of signage at the facility, and that is funded by the Community Enrichment Fund and the Union City Community Fund.
Thank you. I'm Karen Lloyd, the Executive Director here at Vision Corner, and I want to thank you all for joining us and for the Community Foundation asking to have us host them here tonight. We want to thank the Community Foundation of Randolph County for this funding and the continued support of Vision Corner. They've helped with some other things throughout the building process of Vision Corner, and this is one of the kind of final things that we need to get done is the signage throughout the building. We are an educational facility, so we want to make sure that we have the proper signage on the outside. We also want to thank Hydrojet Signs and Fabricating. We're working with them on that signage, and they're making sure that all of that signage is ADA compliant. That's important for our building. And then I also want to thank Jesus Jimenez and his Workforce Wednesday Bilingual Voices group. So on our signage, not only will it be ADA compliant, but we also wanted to make sure that it had both English and Spanish translations on it. So his group of students went through all of our signs. I think there's about 41 signs that will go throughout the building, and they translated all of those signs for us so that we could make sure that we were having the correct language for all of the students. I want to thank Bill for speaking on education, because thinking about future-ready education is what we're all about here. And then just touch briefly again on Hydrojet. One of the things that we wanted to make sure that we continue to do is support our local businesses, and that's why we are using Hydrojet signs to make sure that we're continuing to keep our resources here and use our local businesses. So thank you to everyone that's here tonight, and thank you. Oh, I also want to thank our K.I.S.S communications folks that are in the back that are broadcasting this for us. It's always exciting when we get to use our studio space. Thank you.
Next, we have Winchester Main Street, $4,000 to support the growing downtown Winchester project, including the purchase of a sound system, and that is funded by EDP Renewables Charitable Fund.
Hi, I am Jennifer Tarter, President of Winchester Main Street, along with my Vice President, Jamie Michael. Winchester Main Street would like to thank the Community Foundation for this grant. We are really trying to work hard to bring people to downtown Winchester, historic downtown Winchester. We just have a whole calendar of events. The sound system will help. We want to have a lot of music downtown. We will use this at our block party coming up in June. We hope to have live music at our farmers markets, as well as use this at our monument lighting. That's it. Again, thank you to the Community Foundation.
Well, congratulations to all of our recipients. And as you use those funds and submit your final reports, which are very important if you want future grants, we look forward to hearing from you and your successes in strengthening our communities and the quality of life for our residents here in Randolph County. And as the foundation, we look forward to remind everyone that thanks to the Lilly Endowment, we have a 2-for-1 matching opportunity currently. Now, the 2-for-1, you have to do it to unrestricted funds. It cannot be to a designated fund. That's like our Community Enrichment Fund, which is what has provided the funds for most of these grants tonight, or the various different individual charitable funds that are unrestricted that have provided the grants. So if you're anyway charitably minded, remember us, because we get a 2-for-1 match for any of those contributions. And so we would thank you if you would have that inclination. So thank you again for coming, and feel free to socialize, and there are a few refreshments out in the lobby area. So thank you again.
Would like to take a photo?